Good day, everybody. My name is Stefan, and I'm making this video in response to a particular video that was trending today on X, Twitter, about the adaptation of traditional worship of Yoruba gods into the worship of Jesus Christ by Yoruba Christians. So I'm here to actually debunk that logical fallacy that is being peddled, that's been peddled for a long time, like many years. I've seen pastors, I've seen Christians also agreeing to that school of thought, which I believe is a logical fallacy. So I want to run down my arguments on why I believe strongly that it is a logical fallacy. So first of all, we need to understand what is language. What is language? Because the bone of contention here is the use of language in worship. Now, according to the definition of language in the dictionary, language is the principal method of human communication, consisting of words used in a structured and conventional way, and conveyed by speech, writing, or gesture. Now, in summary, we can say that word serves as vehicles for meaning. Words helps us to be able to identify realities, able to help us to be able to identify a thing. So you all agree with me that language, by the definition I gave earlier, is a neutral communicative tool and is not restricted to religious operations. So no religion can claim exclusivity to the use of language. So realities experience are identified with phrases and words to capture their essence, which is the purpose of the use of language in all of the things that we do. So to invalidate the use of a phrase on the basis that it existed in traditional religion is to assume a false monopoly of language. They claim that because a phrase existed in traditional religion, its Christian usage is invalid, commits a logical error because nobody can claim exclusivity over phrase or words used to express or interpret reality. So those that are arguing about the adaptation of the use of phrase and words in Yoruba traditional worship, in the worship of Jesus Christ in Christianity, might be coming from the place of conceptual borrowing in the usage of words in Yoruba idol worship to the Christian God. They will still fall short of their own argument because you cannot claim that shared language also implied shared ontology. You cannot claim that. And also, the bone of contention here is not the language that is used in worship. So I need you to notice that what is said in worship is a means. Who the words are directed to in worship is what matters, right? Who the object of worship is what matters, not the words used to worship. You need to understand this critically because no deity has exclusivity to certain phrase to express worship, right? So historically, Gentiles who converted to Christianity continue using the same linguistic framework they had previously known, they are previously employed in their pagan worship. They did not change the language of worship. What changed was the entity that they worshipped. So which is to say that they did not change what they were saying in the use of language. They did not change who they call their gods. This is my God. This is my Lord. The language did not change. What changed was who their worship was made reference to, from pagan gods to the God of Christianity. So the entity of worship may change, while the language remains the same. The entity of worship may change, while the language of worship remains. So it is not what is said that really matters, but who the words, the worship, the praise, the adoration is directed to. So finally, I want to say that the claim that Yoruba Christian praise are merely adaptation of traditional gods confuses linguistic continuity with theological equivalence, committing a logical fallacy that fails both linguistically and historically. So, for every Christian listening to me, I want you to understand that language is used as a vehicle to communicate meaning. So it doesn't matter what is said, it is who worship, words, praise is directed to that matters. God bless you. Amen.